Hello and welcome back. We're going to do some more with slope, but now we're going to throw in y-intercept as well. This lesson today is super important. You are going to use this method all the time, not only this year, but in geometry and algebra 2 also. So it's really important that you understand this one. So we're going to start talking today about slope-intercept form, and it's called that because you can easily tell the slope and the y-intercept from this equation. And I'm sure you've seen it before, okay? Y equals mx plus b. First of all, I need you to notice that y is alone. All right, we'll get into that in a couple lessons. The number that's with x, that is your slope. They call it m. All right, the number that's by itself, including the sign, that's your y-intercept. And your y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis. The y-intercept is important because this is going to be your starting point on a graph when we go to graph them. All right, so let's practice with it, but you definitely want to memorize this equation. Again, it's y equals mx plus b. The number that's with x is your slope. The number that's by itself is y-intercept, as long as y is alone. We'll keep it alone today. So state the slope and y-intercept for each of the following linear functions. So y is alone, so our slope is going to be just 1/2, not 1/2 x, just 1/2. Y-intercept is 4. On the next one, your slope is -3. Your y-intercept is 7. On the next one, y equals -2/5 x minus 8. Slope is -2/5, and y-intercept is -8. Now, I want to quickly sketch what those would look like. We're not going to actually, graph it, but let's just picture what these would look like. So I want you to quickly just make an x and y axis for each of these. Remember, you should be taking this down in your packet because you can use it on all of your tests and quizzes. Okay, so your starting point is the y-intercept. So estimate where that would be. So we'll say 4 is about here. And since your slope's positive 1/2, it would show an increase. Okay, on the next one, your y-intercept's 7, so that'd be somewhere up here. And it's a negative slope, so it's going to show a decrease. And then for this one, your y-intercept's -8, so that's going to be down below. And since your slope is negative, it's going to be a decrease as well. So those are the two things that are most important. The y-intercept tells you where it's crossing the y-axis. That's your starting point. And then use your slope to decide if it's going to go up or if it's going to go down. So let's try matching these. All right, it wants us to figure out which of these graphs matches each equation. Now you could put it into y equals and look, but it doesn't really help us because we can't see any of these numbers. So what I would suggest you do for something like this is look at the y-intercepts first. And then decide if the slope's going the right way. So we've got 5, -3, +3, and -4. So what's the biggest y-intercept up here? 5. So that's going to be the highest point on the y-axis, right there. All right, and notice the slope's positive, so it's the highest point on the y-axis, and it's increasing like it should. So that's going to be line 4. All right, what's the next? We've got one more positive y-intercept. This guy right here. That looks like it could be 3. It's not going to be drawn to scale. and it has a negative slope. So that means it should be going down, which it does. So that's going to be line 2. Now be careful here. Which ones? You got 2 lines left. You got 3 with a negative slope, and you have 1 with a positive slope. Now it looks like their y-intercepts are awfully close. So let's go by the slope. This line 1, is going up. This would be a slope of positive 1. There's no negative. So that's going to be that line. Where this line is hitting about the same spot, but it has a negative slope, so it's going down. So that would be line 3. All right, just a matching game. That's all that is. All right, so let's do some more practice. So let's look at a graph and determine the slope and y-intercept and see if we can work backwards and come up with the equation. So if I give you the equation, you can easily tell me the slope and y-intercept. So if you have the slope and y-intercept, you can easily write the equation. All right. My favorite is to find the y-intercept because it's quick and easy. So my y-intercept is right here. It's crossing the y-axis at -2. My slope, remember, it's going up. How far is it going up? It's going up 1, 2, 3 over 1. 1, 2, 3 over 1. So my slope is 3 over 1. Or just plain old 3. Doesn't matter. You can leave it as a fraction or you can divide. So now that you have your slope and y-intercept, think about this equation. Y equals mx plus b. You always start with y equals. The slope's going to go with your x, and the b is going to be out here by itself, your y-intercept. So my slope is 3, so it's 3x, and my y-intercept is -2, so it's 3x minus 2. And you know, if we typed that into the calculator, if we go to y equals and type that into the calculator, you're going to see a line that looks very similar to the one that's there. All right, if you accidentally put the negative with the x, so let's say you accidentally mixed up your numbers. Let's say you wrote y equals -2x plus 3. That is completely different from that line. Okay, so you can use this calculator to help you. All right, let's look at a couple more. So what's the y-intercept on this guy? It's crossing at 5. Now our slope's negative. We're going down from left to right. So how far down are we going? Down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. So to show that, it's -2 over 1, or just plain old -2. So your equation, y equals, the slope goes with x, so -2x, and then y-intercept is +5 plus 5. Again, if you wrote it like this, that's okay. Same thing. All right, last one for today. So y-intercept's 1, slope's negative again. We're going down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2. So it's -1 over 2. You're going over 2 and you're writing over 2. So what would the equation be? Y equals -1/2 x plus 1. Okay, make sure you try the practice on the next couple of pages. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to help. Have a great day.